Well, hello, Mr. Gray. Hey there. Hey, there's my whole kitty crew coming on in. There's Spooky, bringing up the rear. Yeah, well, hey, guys. I was just coming out to check on all of y'all. Yep, there's my Cleo, my Speedy. Yeah, you can hear Cleo. There's old Mr. Gray. He's the only one here out on the front porch. But they're all here, and they're all happy to see Papa this afternoon. Yeah, and they know it's getting close to food time. But before we do food time, we wanted to come out and do just a little walkabout, sort of test our limits. I try to come out, at least once or twice a day, do a little walking, check on the little things, even pick up a few sticks from time to time. You know, that never-ending thing you have to do if you live with the trees. So we got to ease on down here through the kitty obstacle course. Well, there you are, friends and family. So good to see you again. As you saw, the kitty crew's doing fine. And we're doing okay. Or as I say, as good as I can be at the moment. But you'll see I'm not dragging Herbie with me. And that's what this is about a little bit too. I come out once or twice a day for a little while. It could be 5 minutes, could be 10, could just be out to the mailbox. And maybe do a little bit of walking around the property, carefully of course, looking down at the ground, not up in the heavens, and seeing how I tolerate being outdoors, being active, and being without Herbie, you know, my new friend, my oxygen tank. And that's what we're doing right now, before we get ready to make the kitty chow, and then I'll move on to making supper for myself. Already know what I'm making. Hey, maybe in the comments below the video, you'll share with me what you're having for supper tonight. You know, we curious minds want to know. But hey, since we're out here and we're looking at a few things, something I wanted to look at was my pig bush or pig tree. Hey, let's take a look at it, see how it's doing, because it's been a long time since I showed it to you and we chatted about it. And if you don't know the value and the benefits of pigs, hey, take a few minutes, 5 minutes of your life, look it up. They're tasty, they're ever so yummy, and they're ever so good for you. And you know what? Planting one could happen tomorrow if you wanted it to. And you might say you're a little old to be planting fruit bushes and trees. Well, we never know when our day will come. Remember that. Mine could have came back on April 25th. But here I am, recovering, making it through day by day. And so are all of you too. So yeah, I wanted to look at my pig while I was out here testing my limits, taking a little walk. And if you'll remember back, we had a real late season freeze. And of course, everything was budded out, everything. And that was back in early March, where we'd had unseasonably warm temperatures off and on, as well as unseasonably cold temperatures off and on. But the plants woke up, came out early, and all the tips budded. They actually set on new leaves and had tiny fruit. The pig did, and so did the blueberries. And then we had that late freeze, or it actually wasn't that late. It was an early freeze, but based on late, the way the spring was, so up and down. And it killed back, as you can see right here. This was the original tip of this limb, and that was killed back by the frost, but then it came out on what's called a secondary or auxiliary bud down below it, as you can see. But if you look closely, there's a new tiny pig. Yeah, and there's 2 more on that one. And look at here, there's 3 on that one. Probably twice as large as the ones I've already showed you. There's 3 more. Ooh, and as you know, every year I fight the birds to get these before they get them. And we sort of wind up, somehow miraculously every year, it winds up that they get, around 50 to 60%, and I get 40 to 50, depending on the year. Yeah, the fig tree is coming along nicely. Now, is it going to have as many figs this early summer as it would have had? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that limb too. Yeah, I'm thinking it may make a total comeback. Yep. Now some of the limbs don't have any. You can see here was the original bud. Here's the one that's come out since the frost. And that story plays out on every limb. So I don't know. It looks like we're going to have, a couple dozen figs. Would we had more? I'm thinking yeah. But hey, if we treat this fig right, and that's what I was thinking about here earlier this morning when I did my morning walkabout and feeding the kitty crew, was if you look down here, you'll see a ring of last year's mulch right there all the way around it. And we always mulch this up. Now first we'll lay down some fertilizer. We'll lay down some good old triple 10, triple 8, or triple 13. Yeah. And then we'll take our grass clippings and everything from the mower that sucks it up, our rider, and then we mulch it real heavily. And the reason we do this is because if you didn't know, figs are fairly shallow rooted. Yeah, your fig, most of its roots are in the first 6 inches to foot of ground. So they're not real tolerant of that blazing heat from our hot, deep south summers, or tolerant of drought. But by mulching them thickly, and you've seen it in past videos, if you've been with the channel any length of time during the growing season, we'll have the mulch thrown on here at least 10-12 inches thick initially, and then over the season it compacts down until what you see right now, all you see is maybe an inch or so above the soil surface. But if you were right here, you could see that that ring of old mulch is actually a couple of inches higher than the surrounding dirt or land. Yeah, look right there. You can see some fig roots right there coming to the top. Yep, see them right there? See? That's how shallow the fig tree roots are. So yeah, this needs mulched, don't it, Cleo? Cleo concurs. She's right here, as always, wanting to stand on my feet. So yeah, the fig tree overall is looking really nice. I'm quite pleased. You might say it's recovering too, just like I am. But it needs care. It needs attention. And I'm thinking next week we'll be able to address that all on our own, a little bit at a time. And today is what? The 18th of May. I'm thinking, we all carry our phone anymore. And that's another thing I'm trying to remember more, because I didn't have it that particular day on me, But I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's May the 18th, 4:48. I got this high-tech flip phone right here. Yeah, don't laugh. I'm old. So yeah, as I'm out walking around, I make sure I'm looking more to the ground now than I used to. And hopefully, I will always remember to do so. And especially since the grass, with all this rain and storms we've been having, it's got grown back up a little bit. Of course, it'll all be coming down in the next few days. Everything in its time and its place. But hey, let me show you something, because I was worried about these too. The Arctic blast that we had back in December, that was so cold for so long, colder than we'd seen in the deep south in my memory and in my lifetime. I thought it would really take out the blueberries, and it did do some damage. There was a lot of tip frost and dieback. You can still see some right here, see? Those are remnants that I didn't get to when I was cleaning this all up before it all budded out. And then of course it had some dieback from that late frost too, like right here. So I mean, yeah, they were damaged. But I want you to look closely and see the abundance. Of course, these blueberries have always just amazed me every year. Look at all these berries. Can you see them all? Well, of course you can't, because you're not right here. But look at them. I mean, there's literally, on this one bush, thousands. And it's just one bush. They're everywhere. Now, they're not the giant ones. These are a rabbit eye, high bush. And they'll get a little bigger than what they are. Not a whole lot. But woo, are they sweet and are they juicy. And I sure do enjoy them. And so do the birdies. But yeah, there's thousands of them just on that one bush. Now, we did lose a bush right there. So we got this gap now. Yep, the already blast got it, or root nematodes or something. But the next one, yep, it doesn't have as many. I mean, it's got plenty. As y'all can see, all in there. Not as much as that first one. It may be close though, especially looking on this side. There's a lot of berries, a lot of picking on that one. Then we get over to this one that's really gone up high. And this too is a different variety. It's either a powder blue or a premier. And I wish I remembered when I planted these where I put what, but I do know those were the two varieties. And this one right here is a little bit slim. When it comes to berries, it's got some, as you can see, right up on this side. But over on this side, it's only got a few. So out of all the bushes, this one's got the least. And of course, it got a lot of dead in it that I need to prune out. And as soon as the berries have come and gone, of course that won't be till late July, first part of August, I thought I got all the dead out of them, but I can see now I missed some. You know, sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees. Or is it the trees for the forest? I don't know. But I thought I got most of it. And then this one's really doing well too. It's got a lot of berries up in it. I mean, for one little old man, or even back when family was all here, we'd have all the blueberries we wanted for quite some time. And in all honesty, I still got some in the freezer, as I do every year. And it's just starting to sprinkle a little bit. And here again, that's what we've been having. You know, it's that time of year, late spring to early summer, and we have what's called these pop-up showers and thunderstorms. And that's what we've been having. True to form, this morning it rained, and we got us about 6/10 of an inch. Now it's starting to sprinkle again. So it's a good thing I came out here to do my little walkabout, pick up the kitty's bowl, and you can see it there on old Blackie. Oh, she's all dirty. Yep, starting to sprinkle. And I'm sure more will be moving in. So that's going to cut our little walk short today. I was going down to check the tire planters, which is the only other thing I got growing on, except what's left of the collards over here in the south side bed. Yeah, you can see they've all bolted. And they're all making seed. Right there's the seed pods. And we're just letting it go. Letting our narcissus and daffodil greens die off. And then we'll think about what we're going to plant here for the early summer, throughout the summer and the fall. You can see here this collard's bolted. Now this one never did, but it stopped growing all on its own, as well as this one here. And I need to come out here and snip these leaves off and maybe fry up some old pork belly and bacon. Chop up some onion, throw in some garlic, and throw what I got left here in. Let's go it and make me a nice side dish or a little lunch one day. They're still edible. Yep, they're a little bit tartar, or you might say bitter, but I would say tart, and I sort of like that. You know, if you want to, you can throw in a little bit of sugar, brown sugar, and make it some of that there sweet and sour. But while we're out here, we'll get the kitty bowl. Because yeah, they're going to want being fed when I come in, even though, like I say, they've got kibble out here. And they got fresh water, always. But I'll go clean their mixed bowl. Right, guys? And we'll mix up the evening chow. What do you say? But there is one thing I wanted to check since I was out here, testing my oxygen level. We're going to do that right now. We're going to sit down. And what we got here is one of them little pulse oximeters. And we're going to turn it on. And we're going to put it on a finger. And just see what we got going on. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, because I can barely see it. We're going to see, walking around here and chatting with y'all. Let's see, what's it say? It says, once it normalizes, 93, 94. Blood oxygen level, see, went down to 93. With a pulse rate, that's our heartbeat, of 122, 123. So I'm 93, 94. Which, I mean, these are plus or minus 2%. So if you were looking at 94, it could be 92. Or it could be 96. However way you want to be a pessimist or an optimist. But the key there is my pulse rate's up, and all we were doing was walking around. We did pick up a few sticks, and of course, running my mouth, jibber-jabbing about my beloved big bush and my wonderful blueberries. But hey, I'll take this. Now, granted, I have not felt no ill effects, or as you can see, my being too deprived of oxygen. It wasn't like I was exerting myself. I'm sure that number will get lower, and see, that's what happens. And that's why your oxygen blood level is one of those important numbers. Not only when you're resting, which it should be 95 or better. Hey, look there. Mine came up to 95. But when you are working, you know, doing strenuous activities, an indicator of your overall health, the higher this number is, the better your health condition is. And the lower your pulse rate is too, while you're doing activity, whether it's walking, gardening, washing dishes, or just whatever, you know, your normal daily activity. In all truth, you want to be at least 92 or above, and you want that heart rate to be as low as possible. And you can see mine's elevated. Of course, I'm still recovering. I still have a deeply bruised lung that's still healing. I still have ribs that are still mending, bruised kidneys and intestines and all the things of that nature. That, you know, here, this being the 4th week out, have not fully recovered. But see, I'll take this. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. We're making progress. And that's been the whole point of documenting this here journey I'm having from my freak accident. And here lies the one reason I wanted to share this with all of you. To show you, no matter what happens in your life, keeping the right mental attitude, no matter how bad you hurt, no matter how bad it is, whether it's physical, financial, spiritual, what have you, as long as you don't give up, as long as you strive to thrive and persevere, you'll go forward. There'll be times when it doesn't feel like you're making any headway. And there'll be times when you think you're taking 2 steps back for every 1 step forward. But in the end, each day you wake up above ground, let me tell you, is a far better day than being below ground. So hey, enough preaching. I think you hear the birdies singing our same old song, filling our hearts with joy as the kitty crew naps before supper. Hey, until I, Spooky, Speedy, Cleo, old Mr. Gray, and little Princess Gracie, and sometimes Heathcliff too, see y'all in that next video. Y'all take care, stay safe, be careful. May God bless you as you bless those in your lives. Goodbye for now. Whew. It is warm, and it is humid, but I'll take this any day to what it could have been. Hospital beds get old real fast, and this old front porch step might be hard and cold and stone, but I'll take it over that bed any day.